Hello, this is John for the Angelic teaching number 3, session number 2. In the former session, we've been looking into manifesting fields of energy from within. I'd like to go a little bit further into this concept. We know that the field of energy, the vortex, can be created from a surface, for example, from the ceiling. We've been able to duplicate that and applying it to the walls. We've seen that if we duplicate it in all 4 walls, ceiling and floor, then we are within a box, allowing us to travel through time and space. Now, remember I also told you that we could shaping a vortex around an object, the vortex becoming the object. This explains how miracle statues, for example, are able to give oil or to release blood tears. If you've never seen that, I highly encourage you to Google that. Usually it's linked to a miracle. Once in a city, thousands of people have been praying, asking for a miracle or someone to be healed, and the miracle is being given to them, and a statue, an object, showcases symptoms. Could be a tear of blood coming from the eye of a statue of Mary. It could be a cross and having dots of blood coming out from the spots where Jesus would have been crucified. It would be, for example, olive oil, funny, coming out of a statue of Mary praying like that, and the oil would just be dripping from her hands. How do they do this? How can we manifest and create such a thing? It's linked to the capacity that we have in changing time and space, altering time and space by believing in what we see and what we create. Let's say that you project yourself into the past, where Mary, for example, saw her son being crucified. And if you anchor the energy of a woman mourning her son, and as it's a drastic event that happened to her, it's charged with a lot of emotions. The greater the emotions, the greater the intensity of the belief and the faith. If you encode that with a wish, you have an instant manifestation. told you, it never ends. In Los Angeles, I was doing an expo, and I met one monk, and we started to talk to each other and sharing different stories. And he would tell me that his master would be able to manifest water from thin air. And he did that several times in front of his students. He would have an empty glass on the table and an empty jar. He would grab the empty jar and visualize and create like he was pouring water from the jar to the glass. Nothing new under the sun, you will tell me, yes. The only thing is there was no water in the jar until the tip of the jar was above the glass, and then water was coming out of it, filling up the glass. How is this possible? You basically create a field of energy, vortex, of the same shape as the top of the jar, and you link it to the exact frequency through time and space. Of water coming out. Water that you could find in the sea, water that you could find in a river, or a tap. Well, I would definitely like a river better. Now, how could you apply those same concepts to your own life, to your own body? Remember, time and space do not exist. What we are able to create is up to us, to our own limitations and beliefs. If you do visualize and believe, that the field of energy is yourself, that you still can command it within those two buttons, for example, type of frequency and intensity. Your whole body is going to irradiate a very specific energy, the energy that you define. You become that energy. So that goes even further. That means that anyone on earth can upgrade its capacities on any different topic. We've been working on strength, right? So by creating and manifesting this vortex and matching it with your own physical body, basically this field of energy being contained within your body, right? It can become strength. It can become intelligence. You can become happiness. You can become success. You can become love. You can become happiness. That tool is one of the most powerful that I know. You can become anything you wish instantly by tapping on its own frequency. Remember this, you can become anything you wish by tapping into its own frequency. We've learned how to manifest and create a vortex outside of us. Controlling it from our soul. Now you just need to apply this to your own physical body. Manifesting this field of energy as being with yourself. Now remember what I told you about defining a very specific energy by creating a blend of flavors of other things. Well, most of the time people define themselves by their own values, right? Their own beliefs, their core beliefs, which become statements in their life. What if we go even further and we decide to alter, change, edit those values, those core strengths, by deciding, yes, it has to be a voluntary choice, by deciding that we want to upgrade who we are. Therefore, we create a specific list of things that we want to be. And you visualize that you add up all those different things as ingredients in a recipe. You can be adding those different things by visualizing objects, perceiving flavors, smells, and creating your own frequency. I know. that implies a lot of responsibilities. It implies knowing what you want. It implies how much you want it, meaning what will be the intensity that you will put into it. Now I'll give you another one. Remember that time and space do not exist. Which means that you do not actually need to do it for 1 hour, or for 5 hours, or for 5 months, doing again and again and again the same exercise. Because it actually doesn't work that way. Why would you need more and more repetitive session of one thing? Well, probably because you're still holding onto some other type of energies that needed to be let go. Right? Well, that goes even further. That means that if we are able to observe ourselves long enough to be able to identify who we are, what are the things that do belong to us that we want to keep, and what are the things that we want to let go of. And if we are ready to let those things go and make the decisions to do so, we can change anything instantly. Yeah. Have, for example, the vision of a nail that you're going to put in the floor. How much time does it take to you to do that? A few seconds. Instantly, if you use a device that kind of shoots nails. But how much time does it take you to choose the location, to get yourself ready for it, to allocate the time where you actually can do that, to be at the right place at the right time to do it, to define a safe environment where you could be doing it. You do understand that energy work goes way beyond using tools. As soon as you tap into the programming part, there is no way back. You've seen this movie Tron, right? Where this amazing programmer creates an altered reality where everything becomes real. And at one point it becomes that reality as well, being part of the game itself that he was building and crafting. Later on, his son has to dive into the game in order to find his father back. His father being trapped within it. It's all about finding the perspective of what you want to do. How much insights you want to put in your work. How much you want to be involved in it. On which level you want to act. Keep breathing in and breathing out. Observe your thoughts now. Observe how your mind is getting clearer and stronger. breathing in and breathing out. What is the part of your body that feels sore? Is it your throat? Is it one knee? Is it tension around your neck? What is the part of your body that feels the most sore today? Is it your lower back? Is it a tension in your knuckles? This is your weakest point on your physical level for today. Yes, you can be working energetically in order to calm, to balm, to heal. As well, you could be grateful for this symptom to be manifested in your life. To allow yourself to feel this connection with yourself even stronger. Instead of fighting something, you become grateful for it. You acknowledge the pain. You embrace its message. You become one with it. Therefore, you dissolve the problem. There is no more challenge anymore, because you've learned the message. You've learned the lesson. A symptom comes towards us because it has a message to deliver. The stronger the message, the less we're listening. So as a consequence, the more we're able to tap into what we feel, the more we listen to it, the more we are able to adjust our behavior. Which also means that when we practice, when we practice a healing, which means that the more we're able to tap into perceiving what holds one person to its symptoms and sickness, the more we're able to express that to to the client. The easier the pain goes away. So it's all about finding the right balance between doing the work for the client and sharing those insights with them. Everything that we apply externally can be applied internally as well, and you know that. Which means that everything that we apply on our healings with others can be applied simultaneously in our own life. Find the aspects within your life that are bugging you. Be grateful for what you perceive. And make edits into your life. Life is like a rubber band. The more you stretch it, the more it creates tensions. Visualize your life on a straight line or curved line or just a path. If that's your path, but you're going too further away from it, visualize yourself being attached to your own path. If you keep pulling, you're going to create more tensions. So the question is, do you want to keep pulling, or do you want to make edits on your path? It's the whole difference between one person who wants to make edits in his life the hard way, or someone who just wants to change things. How do we do that? It's all about working on our core values and beliefs. Perceiving from within what are our gifts, talents, ambitions, destiny. And to work it out with what we can do with it the best way possible. By traveling back and forth into your own past, into your own future, into different aspects of your own present line, you're able to perceive, to see where you're supposed to be going and where your actions are going to lead you. Therefore, you can make edits. Why being stubborn of waking up every single day at 5 o'clock in the morning just because you set your mind into it, but witnessing at the same time that you get even more and more tired every single day And it takes you more and more time to get up every single day. Your body is trying to tell you something. Are you going to keep fighting it? Or are you going to make some edits? I like to work on examples that are easy to grasp, because that's what it's all about. Making edits on things we can master. All the things on which we cannot change. It's good to acknowledge it. It's good to have a thought about it. It's good because it creates an emotion, and then we can work it out. Change the emotion. Accept not to be identified by this emotion. Accept to let it go. There are so many things that should be taught at school. Our emotions, our thoughts, are energies. But we store those different things within our body. And those things become us. The same way each of our deeds, each of our actions create a dot of color on our auric field. The lighter your actions, the greater your actions, the brighter the color, the better the color. The nicer the pattern. And the same way we explain this through an image, we can express it in many different ways, through music, through everything. You heard that game about people asking you, oh, if you were a tree, what would you be? Oh, if you were a plant, what would you be? You become that. Last session we've been focusing on strength. During this session we'll be focusing on happiness. Again, visualize this field of energy being yourself. Visualize this energy set on happiness. Increase its intensity. Increase its brightness. And feel this energy irradiating from you, all around you, thousands of kilometers away from you. Wish you all the best. Talk to you soon.